You know how you do your first numbers thing? You start knowing your numbers right away. It's not QuickBooks. I hate QuickBooks. It's a lying, cheating whore. One thing that's going to make you make more money this week, not this month, not this year, this week. What can we do to make more money now? NOW. Hey, thank you for coming to Stop Working Broke podcast. This is Chad Murray. I am your guide today. You're the voice. This is the voice you'll be listening to for the next amount of time I'm going to be speaking. So today, what is it that other people can help you with? A lot of questions I get, excuse me, is what does a business coach do? What does a consultant do? Well, here's the first thing. Help you grow and get easier working on your business. I mean, it's just that simple. And the difference between most coaching programs or people helping you are this. Are they actually making you do the right processes that make you more money or make your life easier? Most of the time you're hiring consultants because you're not at your full potential and you're not making the money you should be making. And that's what it's about. You know, a lot of these coaches, they don't even have any experience in blue collar work. If you're listening to my podcast, you're a blue collar guy or girl. And they just have never actually run a business. With me, I've actually literally started it out of a garage, built it up, struggled, retired from it for the last 11 years I ran it, which I didn't even run it for the last 7 years, scaled, doubled the size from there. I speak blue collar, and then I sold the business. And so when you're looking at who you're going to hire, it's like, well, who speaks your language? That is the biggest thing. And are they giving you actionable steps that you can do that are feasible for you to get done that actually move the needle and make the bank account start having money in it? Now, here's the thing. I can coach, and any coach can coach anybody. The question is, and it is the old verbiage, can you bring the horse to the water and will he drink? That's the hardest thing about coaching. With me, I know I can get you moving and motivated. The question is, are you going to do it? And that tends to be the problem. Like right now, I have almost a completely full schedule. Like I got a couple spots available. I keep opening up spots that I don't really want to coach. And so I do have a couple spots. I had two. I filled those. I still got a couple more. So I'm pretty packed, and I only want to work Tuesday through Thursday, and I'm busy. I'm 7 to 7. I mean, and I don't get out of this chair much at all. And my wife feeding me drinks and lunches and in between and snacks. And so that's my business. Why? Because I get in there and I'm going to talk to you about your business. And all my clients, the reason why I don't lose clients is because I speak the language of what it takes you to get there. And a lot of coaching have a program or someone never owned a business. So they just know, and they have a course, they have videos. It's not that stuff's boring, and there's a place for it. And some people learn that way. But the question is, who's questioning you? Who's helping you guide? Who's talking to you in the middle between the courses to guide you? There's always questions. What's the thought? You have a thought about, should I do this or should I do that? Many coaches, they don't have the actual experience, the actual wisdom to get you there. And that is where it really makes a difference with who you hire. I'm not for everybody. As a matter of fact, I had 2 discovery calls with people today, and I had to turn them both down to work with me. They're both too small. They're essentially solopreneurs with maybe 1 employee. And that's not who I coach. They're too new. I've taken on people in the last few years that were in that avatar of just pretty much total adolescent business. Like they may have been in business for a long time, but they've never moved past to hire more employees, to kind of take themselves out of the business. No, that my avatar is, you've got 4 or 5, 10 employees, 4 or 5 work trucks. You've got an admin, or maybe you're about to get an admin or a call center person, whatever. And you're not reliant on the business to go out and make every dollar. Now, you still might be out on the road, and I can help you get off the road. But the fact of the matter is, is what we're doing here is we're trying to get you to make sure that you're running the business. And that's a machine. Your business is a machine. So you've got your mindset, your machine mindset. That is a machine. You have to stay positive with all the crazy stuff that happens to a service business or a contractor. I mean, all this stuff is insane. It'll drive you insane if you let all the bad stuff get to you. It'll just keep coming and keep coming. And you just seem like you're always solving problems. So you get to that point where I'm just fed up. And you start thinking, should I go bankrupt? Should I stop? Should I hire someone else? And all these questions just start spinning in your mind. Well, I'm going to get you winning. I'm going to get that mindset going. We're going to get winning first. The first thing I'm going to do with you is win, win, win in the mind. And then within the same conversation, if I get you winning, let's get that one task, one thing that's going to make you make more money this week, not this month, not this year, this week. What can we do to make more money now? NOW. Because what have you done for me lately is what this is about. And I got to bring it, and I got to bring it to you. And sometimes we're working on stuff. So we got to get to the next part of the machine. What is your processes? What's the systems? Do you know your numbers? So first off, the second machine is actually your numbers. We got to start knowing them. We got to know how to pick and chew, and what part of the business do we start working on to really do this? It's not just, we don't just all of a sudden just say, let's raise our prices. Why? Raising your prices across the board is not how you're going to do it, because everyone's got to buy into the pricing. You just can't take your guys out there and let's say you're selling a product for $300 at usual and you're going to raise it to $500. They don't know the value of how to sell that. I'll teach you the value of how to sell that. And you need to buy in. Everybody needs to buy in. But when it comes to the numbers, we got to know where. We got to know where to, eat that elephant. You know how to eat an elephant? One bite at a time. The difference with me is I know where to bite that elephant. And I know how to keep chewing at the right spot. Now, we might take a couple nibbles of that elephant. Funny, we're not trying to murder elephants here, but I'm just saying we need to know where to bite and where to keep chewing and biting and biting and biting. And we can start nibbling somewhere else because you got that in process while we're still working on it. We can start looking at something else, but I'm not going to overload you. So the first machine is freedom. In your mind, we got to get you winning. Second thing is literally getting your mind free from all that. Is what I mean. Not freedom yet. That's the last part of the machine. So we got to get that machine of getting you winning in your mind. And then we get into the numbers. We got to start tracking the numbers. And it's pretty easy. You know how you do your first numbers thing? You start knowing your numbers right away. It's not QuickBooks. I hate QuickBooks. It's a lying, cheating whore. It will not tell you what's going on. Your numbers might look good, yet why do you never have any money in the bank? There's the difference. So what do? We take your bank account over the last year and we look at the money coming in and the money coming out. That's going to tell us right there. And I can tell you by looking at 12 bank statements, I can look at 3 bank statements, and I can tell you exactly where we start. Now, I'll also be asking you questions and we'll start guiding it to the point of where do we really start? Where do we start eating this elephant? What bite do we take first? I'll go through your org chart. I'll start figuring out who's good, who's bad, who do you love, who do you not love? And then we start having a plan to either coach them up or get them out. That's really where we're at. I have a funny saying I've told all my clients. The people that got you where you are today are not going to be the people who are going to get you where you need to go. And that's tough for a service business. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to get turned over, but you're going to have some key spots that we're probably going to turn over. We're going to go find A players in that spot. And so now we've got your mind. We got that right. We're going to get to know the numbers. Well, then after we get to know the numbers, we got to start doing processes because you don't manage people. We need to manage the process, not the people. Most home service companies are paying for 5+ different apps just to run their business. You got photos in one app, marketing in another, dispatch somewhere else, sales training somewhere else, and your team is bouncing between all of them all day long. Service Galaxy puts them all in one system. AI routing, instant photo lookup, built-in email marketing, custom forms, video estimates, and even hidden sales and repair coaching built right into each line item in the estimates for your techs and salespeople to use. And we have a voice agent built right in to Service Galaxy to answer your calls and book for you. Less software, less confusion, better operations. And if you run a home service company, go check out servicegalaxy.com. And then if the people can't do the process, now we start weeding into the employees. This guy's driving us crazy. He's not doing this, this, and this. Well, we coach him up. If he doesn't do it, well, guess what? I don't care if you love this person. Guys got to go or girls got to go. They got to go. They're not doing the process. They're not helping us. I don't care if they're the key man in your business. At least you thought we'll find someone better and we'll do it quick. So that's the next part of the engine. We got to have a hiring process. We got to know how to hire. You got to sell your business to people who are elevated, who you're going to be uncomfortable with paying. Why? Because the uncomfortability of paying them, they already have the skills. For instance, you go find a salesperson. When you go find a salesperson, you want to overpay them on performance because they want to make money when they're doing better. And the fact of the matter is, we want to find a salesperson that knows sales. I don't want to teach a rock how to sell. I want to teach a salesman what to sell and let him already have his sales skills, not natural sales skills, literal skills. I ask everybody in an interview when we're face to face, at some point in the time in the first 20 minutes, I say to them, there's a tip for you. I say to them, okay, you're in front of the client, you just close them, and the client says, I got to think about it. If they don't have a fluent answer, they've never been formally trained in sales. And that's what I'm looking for. Natural ability and formal training. If you don't have that, you're not going to come work for me ever. That's a fact as a salesperson. Now, that person might be great for something else in your business, but they are not sales. I'm not training someone how to sell. I will then teach them and train them up on sales and keep them in the products, in the stuff. Let them teach everybody else. You start building a business on how to sell. And so the last hire I had at my business, guy did $250K his first month because I trained him how to sell what we did. He knew how to sell already. I just had to train him what to sell. So there's a difference. You start changing your mindset. You know, it's funny. You do have to spend money to make money, but how you spend money is hopefully that investment pays off fast. Everything in the service business and contractor is implementation fast. If you fast implementer, you're going to make more money. So your risk starts going way down. If you're fast to hire, fast to train, fast to sell, fast to put money in the bank, that's what it's all about. So that you got to make sure that we got your mind. We got your mind right. We've got the numbers. We start having the processes. We manage the process, not the people. Now we start finding people that can do the job that I just have to train them how to do the job my way or my products. That's in the field too. Go hire a handyman. Don't go hire someone off the block who's never worked outside or worked with their hands. Go find someone that can read a tape measure already. Go find someone that can square something up. Someone who could probably teach you stuff about some stuff. That's the kind of guy we're looking for. Then we just got to show them what we're doing out in the field. And you got to pay them right. So the next process is we got to make sure that we're getting everything on the back end, on the front end working. So what does that mean? We need an admin. We have to train the admin to sell. We have to train them to be scripting. And we have to start organizing the whole company now that we're growing into being on the same page. The next part of the machine is communication. When we have communication, the whole company knows where we're at, that we share the numbers. We don't share the profit, but we damn sure share the numbers. Everybody needs to know where they are on the totem pole. And so we need competition. We need people. Good people care where they're at. You know, they really do. And you're going to find that everybody who's winning is going to care about it. Everyone who's not winning and complains, they don't give a shit where they are on the totem pole. They're just happy to get a paycheck. We got to weed that out. We need a winning, growing, successful culture. And that's the next part of the machine is total culture building. We need meetings. We need awards. We need contests. We need all this kind of stuff that a service business thrives on, paying everybody more money. My saying is when I'm hiring you, you make a lot of money, I make a lot of money. If you're out trying to find the cheapest employee, guess what? You're getting the cheapest employee and you're getting those results. That's why you're stuck where you are. You got to go find employees that want to work. Now, let's talk a little bit about the hiring process. This is what I hear. Oh, this generation doesn't want to work. Horse, pucky, four-letter word. It's not true. There are guys out there that are completely motivated. There are guys out there in every generation that you can find that you can elevate your business. I promise you. It's the effort from you is what matters. If you want to hire someone, you will put that on your list to do every day, if not all day, till you find that person. And when you find that person and they get hired, they will change your business. Just one. You just got to find one. Now that person is going to help you find two, because when you find that second person, easier training, because this person's winning. This person shows everything that you're doing. Everybody's also going to see you working on your business. Holy crap. You want to talk about changing the culture? They see you're changing the business, that you're working on the business, because this is the next part. You work for them. Boom. Just blew your mind, didn't I? They don't work for you. You work for them. And when you help them be successful, who gets the main gain? You do. But everybody does collectively. And when you're collectively winning, everybody's making more money. Everything's scaling. Now, if you're an asshole business owner, well, yeah, maybe you're not. Maybe you're taking all the money and you're running. But what's going to happen there is you're going to arbitrage your business down to back to nothing. So you got to share the wealth. You share the wealth. You give it to the right people. Now, what's the next part of the machine that's got to go right? You've got to get management in place. You got to get someone that can take the slack and put a buffer between you and your departments. So this is, as we grow, this is what we're doing. So as we're growing, we're getting, and by the way, at first, depending on your business, you might hire someone in, and you might hire someone within. There's the question: is what do you do? I strongly advise you to never take your main horse who's selling like crazy and put them as a manager. You just took your best guy, put him out. I've done it. Your sales goes down. They have no management skills. You need to find people that have managed sales, have managed production. Production's a little different. You can find guys within that do production to a point, but then you got to put money into these guys to train them on leadership. You got to train them on systems. You got to then duplicate yourself how you did it to elevate everybody. You start getting to 2-3 million. It's a different process when you're at 5 million. It's a different process when you get to 7 million. Completely different process when you're at 12 million. And that's the difference. So when we're looking in your business and looking at everything, we have to look at your potential. We got to look at everything. So when we talk about potential, we're going to talk about marketing. There's your not to last, but another part of the machine. You got to get going in the beginning, all the way through. Are you spending enough on marketing? I will tell you, the people that spend gross amounts on marketing are the people that succeed fast. Marketing is one of those things that it should pay off and you should be able to pay for it. But you're going to, in your mind, need to take a risk with marketing. If you're out there doing the standard $1,500 paying a marketing company, their SEO, and then maybe $500 a week in ads, guess what? You're going to grow maybe to $1.5 million. Done. You're done. You are not going to grow. I can tell you at one point in time at my service company, I was spending almost $10,000 a month on ads. And there were some months I'd spend 20. Now, how did that work for me? It worked super well. And we were killing it. And now you got to know, when do I do Facebook? When do I do AdWords? When do I just trust and turn it all off and just let my SEO work? When do I go to Angie's List and stuff? And this is a process. You know what you hear from everybody? Oh, that doesn't work. Well, yeah, probably because you put $50 into it and it didn't work. Go put $1,000 in it and see if it works. Go put 5,000 into it, see if it works. Totally different ballgame. I strongly also suggest no contracts. You do everything where you can come in and go as you wish and how much you spend. Never sign a contract. Talk to all these people that are trying to get you to sign contracts into to no contract. Listen, I'll try you. I'll keep going, but I'm not signing a contract. You take it or leave it if you want my business. I actually did that with Angie's List. I never signed a contract. I committed for 3 months, and then if we make it, then I'll stay. I ended up not making it and got out, but I would have gone month to month, or at least on small contracts for 3 months. So 3 months, whatever, is not that bad. But I don't want to be locked in for a year like they always want to lock you into. And so you need, your business needs to ebb and flow with the seasons. And when you're in a bad season, you don't have a high marketing budget for those type of things. Now, that's when you shift over to awareness marketing, which is Facebook. Awareness marketing is Facebook. Facebook is, I'm not thinking to get my chimney cleaned because it's August. Yet I throw an ad out there and I remind you that, hey, there's this and that we can do for your fireplace and chimney now. That's due. Google is about people looking for you. When's the last time that you weren't thinking about something? Google reminded you of something? Never. But Facebook, as you're scrolling, sitting there doing nothing, you're on the bathroom, on the toilet, just wherever you're at, in bed, waiting for your spouse, husband, or wife to come to bed, you're scrolling. You're sitting there waiting somewhere in line somewhere, you're scrolling. That's what Facebook does, reminds people of your business and why they need to do it now or what you could do for them now. I mean, that's how you get into marketing. This is the machine we start building in coaching. Not all these. I mean, what I hear from, I had actually one guy tell me this morning, he's like, yeah, this coaches program that I'm in, he's currently in one. He said that they're going through all the systems and building systems. And I'm like, okay, so what's the last system you built? He goes, I don't know. And I'm like, what do you mean? You've been within 3 months. You don't know what system I'm doing? Well, I'm doing and it was like, he didn't even know what he's doing. This is why you got to choose the right coach, someone who's going to every week be available and get you on the right path. This is what coaching does for someone that's good coaching. And by the way, I'm not for everybody either. For the most part, I'm probably 98% good, but I've had some flops. I've had some people that I couldn't help. It is what it is. And, I don't know everything, but I mean, if you own a service business and you want to listen and we start working on stuff, you're going to find that 98% of the time, I really think 100, it's up to you. You're going to start succeeding. And that's where this is about you succeeding. I make my coaching about you. It is not about me. 100% about you. And when I make it about you, then we make it about your business. And then when you can take it seriously and do that, then there we are. We are off to profit. We want to profit immediately. And we want to get everybody winning. So guys, the important thing about when hiring a coach is that coach for you? I may not be for you. If you're listening to this, you're not a service company, maybe not, but it doesn't matter. Excuse me. I can coach anybody. I prefer chimney plumbers, electricians, excavator, landscapers, business, I'm gonna tip my tongue, contractors, remodelers. Those are the people I like to coach. But you have to be a business that's already doing roughly $1 million. That doesn't mean you could be at 500, but you got to have some skin in the game for some time. I can't start up solopreneurs or startups. I've found that I'm not that guy for them. I can, and I have made a few exceptions. I would say this year, the people that I took on that were solo, I'm about 50% on those people. That's the 2% that fall out of my coaching, is people that just haven't had enough success and failures to have more than one employee or any employees to where I can get there. Because the mindset of that is just go, 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 try to figure it out. I don't want to help you figure it out. I want you to know what you're doing. Now we start building how to run a business. I need you to be a good technician and get out there and get a couple people to where now it's time to come off and start running a business. So anyone who's still in the day-to-day is hard for me to coach because they're running the business out in the field. And that's terrible. That's for when it comes to me. No, it's not terrible. We've all been there. We all had to go through it. It's not terrible. It's just the lifestyle or lifespan of what your business is. So with me, I want to get you to the point where you've struggled, you're kind of stuck, or you're slowly progressing and it could be faster. I mean, the biggest thing is you're in a market that you see a younger competitor come in and just blows you away. You're at 2 million and they're at 5 million in 2 years. And you're like, what in the heck? And then all of a sudden you find yourself going, those guys are ripping everybody off. No, they're not. They're not ripping people off. They just know their pricing and they know how to sell stuff more than you. And you think it's a ripoff. Well, the fact of the matter is they're probably not. Now, there are people out there that are ripping people off for sure. Don't get me wrong. But you'll find out probably not. We just need to elevate your game to get up to their pricing, if not more, and start getting you to win, win, win. So, guys, that's my time today. I mean, the short little 24-minute message today. It's if you're looking for a coach, I'll be glad to help you. And if you're looking just to talk and want to talk about your business, go ahead. You can go to stopworkingbroke.com or you can message me on Facebook. Just find me, Chad Murray. And I'd be glad to take up a call with you to see if we're a good fit. But the main thing is you got to show up. You got to have some skin in the game already. You got to be approaching, I'm going to say 700K to a million plus. Otherwise, you're a little small. Now that I don't want to take you completely out. I'll take the call and we'll figure out if you can work with me, because I do have a couple of people that are under 500K that have already kind of come out of the field and they're learning how to build the business and they're able to do it. So that doesn't rule out everybody. But I'm just saying the perfect avatar is 2 to 4 trucks out of the road doing $1 million. Now, you could be the exception. So don't just say, oh, Chad just said I'm not there. No, I could be. So you can still make an appointment with me. So guys, that's my time. Stop working broke. I love you guys listening to me. Thank you. And I know it's been a while since I did a podcast because I'm so fun, busy, and working and living life. And so anyway, take care.